Today, we're diving into a technology that's changing the game for global logistics. And the really cool part? It's not some brand new invention, but an idea inspired by something incredibly old, nature itself. But let's start with a puzzle that costs us billions of dollars every single year. You've probably seen it yourself. Next time you're on the highway, just look around at all the big rigs. Have you ever wondered why so many of them seem to be driving around completely empty? Well, get this. The number is a staggering 26%. That's right, more than 1 out of every 4 trucks on the road is an empty ride, just burning fuel and driver hours to haul around nothing. It's a level of waste that's pretty hard to wrap your head around. And believe it or not, it gets worse. For the trucks that actually have cargo, more than a third of them aren't even full. And maybe the most shocking thing of all, nearly 30% of all the routes they plan actually lose the company money. So what on earth is going on here? The problem, at its core, is a math problem. A really, really big one. See, for a human dispatcher trying to plan a route with just 15 stops, which sounds pretty simple, right? They are staring down over 1.3 trillion possible combinations. It's a number so huge that no person, no matter how smart, could ever hope to find the best one. It's literally impossible. So, okay, how do you even start to solve an impossible problem? Well, the first step is to completely change the way you think about what makes a route the best. You have to think beyond just what's fastest. Think about it like this. When you pop an address into your GPS, you're looking for one thing, the fastest way to get there. Simple. But for a trucking company, the goal is totally different. Time is part of it, sure, but what really matters is the bottom line. They need the most economical route. And that brings us to this really key idea called value-based routing. It's a completely different way to read a map. Instead of just trying to shrink the miles or the minutes, it's trying to shrink the cost. It factors in everything: fuel prices, road tolls, the type of vehicle, and, this is a big one, the weight of the cargo. And you can see right here just how much weight changes the equation. In these two examples, you have the exact same truck making the exact same stops. The only difference is which of the packages on board is the heavy one. And that single change completely flips what the most economical route is. It's fascinating. Okay, so doing this for one truck is tricky enough, but trying to scale that logic up for an entire fleet of hundreds of trucks, each with their own rules and schedules, well, that's where it becomes truly impossible for a person. And that's exactly where an AI co-pilot comes in. This auto dispatcher basically becomes that co-pilot. Now, the goal isn't to replace the human planner, it's to give them a superpower. The AI automates all that insanely complex scheduling, juggling every variable you can think of: weight, volume, how long a driver can be on the road, everything, all at the same time. And the impact is just huge. We're talking about reducing the time humans have to spend on manual planning by up to 95%. This means dispatchers can stop being human calculators and start focusing on the things they're really good at, like managing last-minute problems and talking to customers. And it's not just fast, it is incredibly accurate. The AI can predict far in advance when a truck will arrive with an error margin of less than 3%. You know, that's often better than live traffic apps that are tracking cars, because this AI is built specifically to understand the unique physics and behavior of a fully loaded truck. But this technology is so much more than just a better calculator. It really represents a deep, philosophical shift in how we organize complex systems. And, like I said, the inspiration for it comes straight from the natural world. So, the old way of doing things is very rigid, very top-down. You have one central brain, like a control tower, that tries to dictate every single move for every single vehicle. And that approach isn't just inefficient, it's also incredibly fragile. If that central brain goes down, the whole system just grinds to a halt. The new approach completely flips that idea on its head. It starts by asking a really simple question. How do systems like an ant colony or a swarm of bees manage to do such complex and amazing things when there's nobody in charge? You know, there's no queen ant on a tiny microphone giving orders. The answer is collaboration. There is no central commander. Every single ant just makes simple, local decisions based on the information that's right there in front of it. And from all of those millions of simple, tiny interactions, something incredible emerges: a resilient, intelligent, and self-organizing system. So what happens when you take that idea, that bottom-up swarm principle, and you apply it to logistics? Well, you don't just get smarter routes. You open the door to a truly groundbreaking vision for the future. something called a machine economy. Here's how it works. First, just imagine that every single truck gets its own personal AI agent, a little robo-manager. And the only job that AI has is to make the best possible business decisions for that one specific truck, find good jobs, calculate the costs, and plan tours that actually make money. Now, here's the next step. Imagine a decentralized network where all of these little robo-managers can talk to each other and negotiate. We're talking about agents from totally different companies, even competitors, all collaborating autonomously to figure out the most efficient way to get goods from A to B. What you get is a supply chain that actually organizes itself. It becomes incredibly resilient because there's no single point of failure to attack. It allows competitors to work together automatically without needing some central platform to take a cut. And critically, every company keeps control over their own data and their own decisions. Ultimately, the vision is as simple as it is powerful. It's a future where the flow of goods isn't managed by some rigid, top-down command structure, but by the emergent, collaborative intelligence of the swarm itself. And that really makes you wonder, what other huge, global problems could we solve, not with more control, but by simply letting the system learn to organize itself?